Greetings, a good day. This is Donnie with Tech Winter. Thank you so much for joining me. Doing something a little bit different this evening. Doing a live stream. Just haven't tried this out yet, and just a different medium, different format. And wanted to talk about a subject today, and we'll get to that. And it's really around this mailer that I got in the mail from Xfinity, also known as Comcast. Um, this is deceptive marketing here. So without any further ado, let's dive in. Let's take a look exactly what's going on here. So I think, to talk about where we are today with this, we really have to kind of go back to the beginning of internets. And really, there's four different ways that you can get internet to your house today. Three really primary ones, a fourth one that's coming that's going to be really cool. It's not out too much yet, but we'll touch on that for just a second. There's really, of those three ways, really the first one is your big telco company. So it could be like an AT&T or some other large carrier out there, the old Ma Bell companies. And that would have been coming across your telephone line. So yes, dial up in the very early days of the internet. And then really DSL came along after that, which came across your same telephone lines, the old copper wiring into your house. And typically those speeds could get up to maybe 1 meg, maybe 1.5, depending on how good your internet was. So at the time, it was amazing. It was broadband internet for the first time, and we were all living our best lives. And then something came along called cable internet. So cable internet was something more like a Comcast or a Charter or a Spectrum or one of these large cable companies using the cable lines that were coming into your house. And typically they would have fiber going to some sort of a node or a hub, and then from that hub, it was coming to your house. And you've got a little faster speed than DSL. Depending on the age of the modem, the technology that continues to get better and better as time goes on. But the basic premise of how it gets to your house really hasn't changed since those early days. It is getting faster, absolutely, no question about it. And then really the third option, which is the option that I actually have at my house. And depending on if you live in a large metropolitan area, you may have it available to you. If not, you probably will very soon. But that's fiber. So fiber is the newer technology that has replaced old copper wiring. So it's literally, think of like a small, silicate plastic, strand that carries light across it. That is a very simplistic way of describing fiber, but it basically carries this light signal of laser beams that are constantly sending data in the form of light from one point to the next. And the great thing about that is you don't see, signal wearing off like you would across copper. So like, think about like a radio station. So if you're listening to a radio station in your car, you're in the middle of a city, you're near the radio tower that's broadcasting that signal. Like you've got nice, good, strong signal. Your quality sounds really good. But if you're on a road trip and you're passing through a city and you get out of that city, all of a sudden that FM station starts getting a little bit staticky. And the farther you get away from it, you can hear the songs with a little lower quality, and it's just not sounding as clear as it was until you get to a point where you just can't hear that station anymore because the signal, what's called signal degradation, has come into play, and you're not getting a strong signal. Fiber really overcomes that in a lot of ways because you have a good solid signal that's being carried by laser beams, laser beams, and it's a good consistent experience to your house. So like at my house, I've got 1 gig internet. So that is 1,000 megs, both with the download speed and the upload speed. I'll touch on it real quickly. That fourth option is satellite internet. So up to this point, satellite internet hasn't been super great because you got a signal that's going to outer space and it's coming back to you. And it's been a challenge that really is now changing with SpaceX's solution called Starlink, which is like that next generation of satellite internet. It is absolutely incredible, and it's a game changer. Unfortunately, they're still launching satellites. It's still in like a beta right now, so not everybody can take advantage of it, but the day will come where they're going to have good, solid internet across the globe, essentially. Most people that are in the beta test right now are seeing speeds up to 100 or even 200 meg, both download and upload to these satellites. They're far closer to the Earth, low Earth orbit satellites, and there's some great signal going on there. So not going to park there for long. really the thing that's irking me tonight that I wanted to talk about is really, this mailer I got from Comcast, Xfinity. So I say Comcast a lot because it's the real name of the company, but they had such a bad customer reputation that they really had to reinvent themselves and rebrand. So they became Xfinity. So, granted, a lot of what I'm going to say tonight is going to be shaded by some of my poor experience that I've had historically with Comcast slash Xfinity. I was a cable customer of theirs years ago, and it was for me. I always felt like a necessary evil just doing business with them. Their technology, the hardware wasn't super great. It was not an experience that I would say was enjoyable or pleasant in any way, shape, or form. It's just you tolerate doing business with a cable company, at least in my experience. If you've had a different experience, I'm happy for you, and good for you. Unfortunately, that has not been the experience for me. However, I will say that they've been taking strides with their customer experience, trying to make it better over the last few years. And I think they've taken some massive steps in the right direction. We have a local Xfinity store in the town that I live in, and you can walk in there. You can pick up any type of hardware that you need to. Even the hardware itself has gotten a lot better. Their latest branding is like an X1 cable box, and they've got like the remote now you can talk into. There's some cool tech that hasn't always been there. I used to think of them as really lagging behind in the technology and like very just 90s feeling tech in the 2000s and the 2010s. Now we're in the 2020s, and I feel like they're starting to catch up. And really, like the Roku's and the Fire TVs and the Apple TVs, those boxes have really, I think, put them on notice and forced them to really, focus on the customer experience and making it as excellent as they possibly can. So I think they're taking some steps in the right direction. However, I was really bothered when I got this thing in the mail because it's talking about all these different internet services that are available, and these are internet services that are available like right at my address. So I don't know if you guys can see these too well. I hope you can, but they've got all these different options on here, and it's pretty cool because there's pricing, which of course they want you to go to their website to actually see what that price is. Um, but they're talking about starting at a plan at like a 50 meg and going all the way up to 1.2 gig, which is roughly 1,200 meg. So there's a broad range of options that they'll give me, which is kind of interesting because it's the same wire coming into my house. There's nothing special other than it's like a pipe, and we're going to send more water to you through that pipe, or we're not. And you can take advantage of it or you can't. It's really up to what you want to do. So they talk about really 6 different tiers here: a 50 meg plan, a 100 meg plan, 300 meg, 600 meg, 900 meg, and then that 1.2 gigabit per second plan. So here's the part that concerns me and really bothers me about this whole thing. They're talking about performance starter internet, and I don't know how well you can see that right here, but kind of just bringing that in to focus there. So the big thing about this 50 meg is they're bragging about that you can connect up to 4 devices at a time. Performance starter internet, up to 4 devices at a time, light streaming, music downloading, and web surfing. Okay, cool. 100 meg plan. It says up to 5 devices at a time. Great for everyday internet speeds. 300 meg, up to 8 devices at a time. Ideal for streaming, downloading your favorite HD TV shows and movies at 300 meg. Wow. The 600 meg, up to 11 devices at a time. 900, 12 plus devices. They have that top tier, the gigabit internet, which is 1.2 gigabits per second, and it says unlimited devices connected to that. So the deceptive thing about this, if you don't know a whole lot about wireless technology and connecting things to a network, if I'm reading this and I don't understand technology, and this is where, guys, I want to help you win with your technology decisions. Like seriously, it's my passion. It's what I want to do to help you guys. they can make it sound like if you buy the 50 meg plan, you're only going to be able to connect 4 devices at a time to your network. Guys, that is simply not the case. So let me explain a little bit about home internet and just how internet works in general. So connecting devices to a network uses a technology that's called DHCP. So what are those 4 letters? What do they mean? Why do they matter? So DHCP essentially stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. There's not going to be a quiz at the end. You don't necessarily need to remember that, other than it's the brains behind the operation that says, this is how I'm going to let devices connect to the network. So in my house right now, which I've talked about mesh network before, I have Google Wi-Fi in my house, which is a mesh network. I have currently on my home network, I have 42 devices. Of course, that's including like my Ring cameras. I've got some smart plugs. I've got smart bulbs, uh, smart TV, and I have a whole bunch of Amazon Echo devices. I am not going to say her name. I am very intentional about not doing that. But all of these devices are connected to my network right now. So I've got 42 devices online. I don't know how well you can read that right there, but 42 devices on my network right now. So if I'm just looking at this and 42 devices, well, even on the 900 meg plan, I could do 12 devices at a time. So I have to get that max, that top tier plan, and there's going to be some cost that's going to be involved in doing that. So does that mean I don't qualify for any of these other ones? Guys, there is no technical limitation for me on any of these plans. So this is where I think a marketing department went a little crazy, and just frankly, and saying 4 devices at a time is all that you can connect. It's deceptive. So here's the thing, even if you're streaming like an HD broadcast, HD stream, if you're streaming this YouTube stream right now, which is actually interesting because I have it streaming to my iPad right here. And so this is a HD broadcast that I'm doing. And even right now, it's only showing about a meg that is required to download that. Now, it may not be doing the full resolution. I have seen HD streams take up to 6 meg at a time. And even like a 4K to my TV, a 4K stream can take up to 25 meg at a time. So that's a big jump. But even at 50 meg of a download, you could still have one 4K TV going and have other devices connecting to the internet and doing their thing. So right now on my network, I'm downloading 2.11 meg happening right now. My upload with the stream that's going out is taking right at 3 meg. That's uploading out to the internet. So I've got 3 going out. I've got about 2 going in right now with the 42 devices that I have connected to my network at this point in time. So crazy deceptive. And I'm trying to think the best here. Maybe it's a marketing person who doesn't understand technology, but they're trying to push you to pay more money for a bigger tier if you have more devices in your house. I mean, a family of 4 could easily have 8 devices, and that's not even throwing other smart things into the equation. So this stuff adds up, y'all, and just buyer beware. The technical limit of connecting devices to a home network is actually 253 devices in most cases. Google recommends trying to cap that out at about 200 devices. I'm not going to get anywhere close to that in the near future. But the reality is, for most people, if you were to read a document like this, you'd think, I've got 12 devices across a family of multiple people, and I'm going to have to get this 900 meg plan or the 1.2 gig plan. Now, if you just want to have the best because you want to have the best, like, I can't argue with that. Get the best. Do it because you want to have the absolute best experience of your house. But what I'm trying to tell you guys, in most cases, that's going to be overkill to spend that amount of money on something like this. So all that to say, be informed of what's going on. And how many devices do you need connected, and what does that experience need to look like? Because ultimately, it's going to be overkill. So in my case, my experience, I do have fiber internet. I have a gig going to my house. I have 42 devices, and I never come close to that full gig, that 1,000 meg. I mean, even if I do speed tests like right now, just the real time, I've got 3.5 meg upload going on. I've got 2.6 download going on. Even if my Ring cameras are triggered, like all 6 of them that I have, like at any given time, that may get up to 30. If I'm streaming something from Disney Plus or Apple TV to one of my TVs in my house, again, it's going to max out at about 25 meg that's actually downloading. So, guys, just buyer beware. Um, the truth is in the pudding, as they say, and you don't need to be spending that kind of money to be able to connect more devices to your network. So, guys, tell me what you think about that in the comments. Just don't don't spend more money because you need to connect more devices to your network. That's not how this stuff works. It's not the way. So, guys, if you've appreciated this, if this adds any value to your life, tell me about your experiences. What does your home internet service look like? And in the meantime, guys, appreciate you guys continuing to like and subscribe. Like it's been incredible watching this channel grow and people continue to engage, and it's grown far faster than I ever imagined it possibly would. And that is totally thanks to everything that you guys are doing. So if you've appreciated this format tonight, yeah, this is something we'll try again. I have put a message out there. I'd like to get some questions into a mailbag, and we'll do something else in this live format. And in the meantime, I am keeping an eye out on Black Friday. There's not been a whole lot that's been posted to Amazon. I will tell you guys, it's typically the best time to be buying Amazon gear. If you're in the if you're in the market right now for like an Amazon Echo or some other device along those lines, or Ring products, this is a great time to be buying them. So just be on the lookout, and I'm going to continue to track those and keep you guys informed on everything that you need to know there. So in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I'm Donnie with Tech Winner, helping you be a winner with your tech decisions. Have a great day or night, because it's evening right now. Take care. We'll see you next time.